Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce Brewery by 30. So we would resume from question number 70. These are the question set of 180 and for the admin exams, Salesforce Certificate Admin Exam 201, an administrator at the Cloud Cakes wants to deactivate a user who has left the company. What are the two reasons that would prevent a user from being deactivated? So it just talks about what are the two reasons that would prevent them from being deactivated? A user is a part of the territory hierarchy. A user is a custom hierarchy field. A user is assigned in a workflow email alert, and user is in the highest role in the role hierarchy. So the answer is that when the user is in custom hierarchy field, so it is basically telling us that we have a deactivated user, but when the user is deactivated, what are the things which one should keep in mind during deactivating the user? So one very important thing is that when the user is in the territory not territory, but in the custom hierarchy, if the user is in the custom hierarchy field, then deactivating the user could be a bit challenging. So as a user is a part of and the user is assigned in the workflow email temp alert. So user and number C, that user is assigned in a workflow email alert. So these are the two things which one should keep in head when and these are the two reasons that should prevent a user from being deactivated. So there is a whole trailhead about consideration for deactivating user. So there is a situation preventing deactivation. So some situation can prevent you from deactivating a user. In this case, you must freeze the user account first to prevent login when you reassign ownership, membership, and so on as needed. Then you deactivate later. User license and the billing. So we can freeze the account first to handle all of this situation. Another is user is in the custom hierarchy field. You can't deactivate a user that's selected in the custom hierarchy field even if you delete the field. To deactivate a user in a custom hierarchy field, delete and permanently erase the field first. This is very important part, like we need to delete and permanently erase the field first, and then we could deactivate the user. Process builder. Process can't update records that are owned by inactive user. When you deactivate a user, also transfer that user record to an inactive user to avoid failed processes. Workflow email alert recipients. You can't deactivate a user that's assigned as a sole recipient of a workflow email alert. Custom portal administrator user. So these are the custom portal administrator user. You can't deactivate a user that's selected in custom portal administrator user. Deactivated users lose access to any record that were manually shared directly to them. So deactivated user lose access that was manually shared with them or implicitly shared with them as a team member. User higher in the role hierarchy related to the deactivate user also loses access to those records. However, you can still transfer the data to other user and review their name on the user page. So what happens is that sometimes in the user higher in the role hierarchy relative to the deactivated user also loses access to those records. However, you can still transfer their data to other user and review their name on the user pages. So that's like if you deactivate a user in an organization where chatter is enabled, they are removed from following and follower list as well. If you reactivate the user, the subscription information in the following and follower list is restored. Salesforce file owned by deactivated user aren't deleted. The deactivated user is the file owner until an admin reassigns the file to an active user. File shared in a content library can be edited by other library member with the author or delete permission. So this is important thing, like when the file is owned by the deactivated user, what happens in the library. Sharing rule remains active until an admin modifies them. Created by field. Inactive user can be listed in the created by field even when they are no longer active in the organization. Accounts and opportunity owned by deactivated user. You can create and edit account and opportunity. Enterprise territory management. Deactivated users are no longer assigned to territories and are removed from the territories they were assigned to. Opportunity and account teams. Deactivated user in an org where opportunity splitting is enabled, they aren't removed from any opportunity team where they are assigned a split percentage. If you deactivate a user in org where opportunity splitting is enabled, they aren't removed from the opportunity team where they are assigned a split percentage. To remove a user from this opportunity team, first reassign the split percentage. Delegate external user administrator. When a delegated external user admin deactivates a portal user, the admin can't remove the portal user from the team that user is member of. CRM analytics. When you deactivate a user who schedule a data flow, the data flow schedule is deleted and data flow is unscheduled. All right, these are some of the very important points, and please read through because there would be the question connected to the deactivated. Moving on to the next question. CloudCake want to track shoe design by the product. They want to track shoe design by the product. Shoe design should be unable to be deleted. No deletion is allowed, and there can be multiple design for one product across various stages. One product, multiple designs. So they want track shoe design by the product. One product could have multiple designs. Which two steps should the administrator configure to meet this requirement? Create a custom object for the shoe design. Configure a custom lookup field for the shoe design on the product object. And add a master detail field of the shoe design on the product object. So what it is saying is that we create a custom design. So what it is saying is that we create a custom, first of all, a custom object. Let me quickly go ahead and create a custom object for you. That way, we kind of, it's a create custom object, and let's do the custom object shoe design. So that's a custom object, shoe design, save. Labels, it will always ask for the label. All right. So CloudCake wants to track shoe design by the product. Shoe design should be unable to be deleted, and there can be multiple design for one product. Which two? So first, create a custom object for shoe design. So we have created a custom object for the shoe design. And the answer is configure a custom lookup field for shoe design on product object. Add a master detail field for shoe design on the product object. So what it is saying is that, yeah, we created a custom object shoe design. Now we go ahead and search for a product and create a master detail field. On the product object. So we create a master detail field, field relationship, and new, and then we create a master detail. We create a master detail relationship here on the product object. So here we create a master detail relationship. Next, related to products. All right, so this way, by creating a custom object, we would still go ahead and create a custom lookup. We could still go ahead and create a custom lookup field for shoe design. Add a custom master detail field for shoe design on a product object. So on a product object, we do that. So here is a relationship. So first we create a shoe design and then create a master detail relationship. This way the shoe design should be unable to be deleted from when they are created from the when they are as they are the part of the product. AW Computing would like to improve its case lightning record page by including a filter component to display a message in bold font when a case is saved as a critical record type. A quick way to update the account status from the case layout. Which two components should an administrator use to satisfy this request? What's the question? They would like to improve its case lightning record page by including a filter component to display a message in bold font when a case is saved as a critical record type. So when the case is saved as a critical, make sure that you bold the message on the front end, and also a quick way to update the account status from the case layout. And also they want from the case layout a way to update the account status. So how can this be achieved? So one answer is that we create a related record, and then answer B is create a rich text. So related record is a feature that lists records which met the specific condition. So it lists a record which meet the specific condition in a record details screen. You can display record from other app or the same app. You could display the record from other app or the same app. The related list are records that are associated to parent record. For example, an account has contact, deal, note, open activity, and more associated to it. These associated records are the related list. The related list are the records that are associated to the parent record. Related record is a feature that lists feature that lists record which meet the specific condition. Related record is a feature that lists the records which met the specific condition in the record detail screen. You can display the record from other app or the same app. What is related list? Related list are the records that are associated to the parent record. They are associated to what? They are associated to the parent record. And for example, an account has a contact, deal, note, open activity, and more associated to it. These associated records are called related list. Okay, account has all these details on it. Rich text field provide additional functions such as ability to view and edit the source HTML, support for more HTML style, and smart link between articles. Some features have rich text editors across Salesforce Classic, Lightning, and the Salesforce mobile app. And we have this awesome trailhead as well for it. So we'll go ahead and open the trailhead. I do want to go slow here because it is very important that we take a sneak peek to all these concepts. So custom record page for the lightning. So what does it mean is we see the same interface UI and create a custom lightning app. We could do this, and it talks about record details page and related list component to the related tab and activity. So what it is telling is that if you go to the account, and if you go to the any account record, you see that there are a lot of contact, opportunity, case, notes, attachment, partner. These are all the related list which are available on the account object. So it talks about related list are the record that are associated to the parent record. For example, an account has contact and more associated to it. This associated record are the related list. A rich text provide additional functions such as ability to view and edit the sources HTML, support for more HTML style, and a smart link between the articles. Related record is a feature. Related record is a feature. Related record is a feature which meet the specific condition in a record detail screen. It's a feature which meets a specific condition in a record detail screen. Now, moving to the next question, Northern Trail Outfitter want to initiate the expense report from Salesforce to external HR system. This process needs to be reviewed by manager and director. They want to initiate the expense report from Salesforce to the external HR system. Which two tools should administrator configure? So one is that they want to initiate expense report from Salesforce to external. So they want some outbound things to be done, and this process needs to be reviewed by manager, and hence we would need an approval processes. So let's go ahead and read through this. It's a very important topic. Can I open this? So this talks about the Salesforce approval process like expense report. If your company requires file expense report for the management and everything, so you could go ahead and create an approval process. Approval processes are present in the home, and approval process, you could put the approval process in any object. And then it also talks about approval process, and it also talks about the outbound messages. So outbound messages is also another area which is really an important place to look through. So let's go ahead and take a sneak peek at the outbound messages as well. Understanding the outbound messages. So this is how the whole outbound message notification works. So outbound messaging uses the notification call to send SOAP message over HTTP to the designated endpoint when triggering by the workflow rule. So it uses a notification call to send what? SOAP messages. Uses a notification call to send a SOAP messages over HTTPS. So this is a Salesforce outbound messaging services. It uses a SOAP messaging, like up to 100 notification per SOAP messages. Web services endpoint, it sends on the front end, and then it gives a return back acknowledgement on the back end, and from the web service endpoint it can go to the other application. Callback using partner enterprise URLs, it gives to the SOAP API, and then account contact opportunity, a workflow rule can trigger, and then these are the user sessions. So this is how the whole the outbound messaging works on the Salesforce side. And it's a SOAP API developer guide. It's also an awesome guide to look through. So which two tool as administrator configure? So they should use an outbound messaging tool, and also they should use an approval process. Moving to the question number 74, the administrator at AW Computing want account detail related list and chatter feed to each appear on a separate tab when reviewing an account. Which type of a page should the administrator create? So they want account detail, related list, and chatter field to each appear on a separate tab when reviewing an account. So they want related list, chatter field, and account detail each appear on the separate tab. So how can this be done? So answer is that Lightning Page tab can create app page, home page, and record page. So Lightning Page can create app page, home page, and record page, and we could use Lightning Page tab. We could go ahead and open this as well. I'm minimalistic. I do not prefer having too many tabs open. All right, so this is also a Salesforce standard Lightning Page component. So what it is talking about is that you use tabs. So it's saying that you use the Lightning Page tab. It uses a Lightning Page tab which allows you to create app page, home page, and record page, because we needed each tab on a separate tabs. Each appear on a separate tab when viewing an account. Ursa Major Solar has a path on case. The company wants to require its user to follow the status value as they are on the path. Wants to require its user to follow the status value as they are on the path. Agent should be prohibited from preventing the case back to previous status. Which features should an administrator use to fulfill this request? So one is validation rule. When you create an action, use predefined field value to set a value for the field. Predefined value can help ensure consistency and make it faster and easier for user to create a record. Ursa Major Solar is noticing a decrease in the deal with cross-sell opportunity type and want to share all cross-sell opportunity with the team of subject matter expert in their organization. The company has different role and organization-wide default opportunity is set to private. How should the administrator accomplish this? So Ursa Major Solar is noticing a decrease in deal with a cross-sell opportunity. They are noticing what? A decrease in a deal with the cross-sell opportunity and want to share all cross-sell opportunity with the team of the subject matter expert in their organization. The company has different role and organization-wide default opportunity is set to the private. How should administrator accomplish this? So here they want to share this across a team, but this is set to the default sharing setting to private. How should administrator accomplish this? Add a subject matter expert to the public room and give them access to the record with a criteria based sharing rule. This is the best way to do that. Change the organization by no. So we don't want to change the sharing setting. If it is turned to private, we want to keep that private and then create a public group, create a criteria based sharing rule and share with that public group. The administrator for the cloud cake needs to give access to new custom object with a custom field to more than one user. Which two options should an administrator use to meet this requirement? Choose two. So the administrator needs to give access to new custom object with the custom field. They need to give access to the new custom object with the custom field to more than one user. Which two options should an administrator use to meet this requirement? Add a manual sharing list, assign permission set to user, create a permission set and edit organization. Because it's more than one user, you can do a manual sharing list and you could also create a permission set and assign that to the user such that they have an access to that custom record. Custom record and custom object. A permission set is a collection of setting and permission that gives user access to various tool and the function. Permission set extends user functional access without changing their profile. Organization-wide default are used to restrict the access. You grant access through one means like a sharing rule, role hierarchy, sales team and account team, manual sharing, apex sharing. In simple words, organization wide default specify the default level of an organization access. Sales rep at North Trail Outfitter have asked for ways to change the probability field value of their opportunity. What should an administrator suggest to meet this request? So they have asked a way to change the probability field of their opportunity. A way to change what? Probability field of what? Opportunity. What should an administrator suggest to meet this request? Define a new stage picklist value, create a custom field on opportunity, configure forecasting support, make the field editable on the page layout. Make the field editable on the page layout. So that's the best way to do it. We make the field editable on the page layout. Define a new state. So here, what was the requirement? A sales rep at Northern Outfitter have asked for a way to change the probability field value of their opportunity. So there is a probability field value, and they want to change way to change. What should an administrator suggest to meet the requirement? So make the field editable on the page layout. Currently, way to change the probability field. Define a new stage picklist value, create a custom field on opportunity, configure forecasting support and make the field editable on the page layout. Well, because all they want to do is change the probability field value of their opportunity. And the here I guess the aim is for the user to to manually perform the changes, and hence we can always make a page editable from the page layout. So you go to the page, sure. Okay, so you go to the case, let's use case example. um, Go to any field and make it editable, meaning not have it read only. Define a new stage. Northern Trail Outfitter want to encourage employee to choose secure and appropriate password for their Salesforce account. Which three password policies should an administrator confirm? They want to choose a secure and appropriate password. Which three password policy should they say? So, secure password. So one is maximum invalid login attempts. Yeah, we could set that. Second is password complexity requirement, because it's appropriate password. There's secure, uh, a number of days until expiration. So this is also true, number of days until expiration. So remember, sometimes we get a password reset request, like it's been 6 months, you reset your password. That kind of insecurity. So this is important because it's very important, because password and user ID are the entry point gateway to any of the organization, and if that data breaches, it's a big loss for the user. So having this secured with the secured IP login ranges and you know all this additional security is going to make our website more robust. So security control, from the setup you go to the security control. So from the setup you go to security. From the setup you go to security. Oops, sorry, maybe this user doesn't have an access to. Okay, so set a password policy, a user permission, manage users is needed. So, if we have that permission, then from setup, you can go to the security controls and password policy and customize the password settings. So user password expires in, enforce password history, minimum password length, password complexity, password question requirement, maximum invalid attempts, lockout effective period, obscure secret answer for the password reset, customize the forgotten password, and locked account assistance information. So these are the areas which could help have that setup. An administrator installed a managed package that contains a permission set group. The permission set group that was installed includes delete access on the several object. An administrator needs to prevent user in the permission set group from being able to delete record. What should administrator do to control the delete access? Using a muting permission set with the permission set group to mute selected permission, create a new permission set that has delete access deselected. Create a new rule that prevents delete permission, or edit the profile for the user to remove delete access. So answer is, use a muting permission set with the permission set group to mute selected permission. This is a very interesting concept, and minimalistically used by everyone, but permission set group from the managed packages. So what it says is that, thing to keep in mind when working with the permission set group is install from the manage packages. To install or uninstall a package with permission set group, a subscriber must have permissions group enable. Permission set group installed from the manage packet don't count against the maximum number of the group created. Certain Salesforce addition don't allow you to create or customize permission set group. In this instant, permission set group from the manage package can be installed and the use. A permission set group installed from the manage package has the namespace of the package to avoid any naming collision with the local group that has the same name. To delete a permission set group from the install, first uninstall the package. You can keep in mind that you can install the package with the permissions set group and then add a muting permission set to it. Any permission in a muting permission set, disable those permission for the group. So what do we need to do is that you can install a package with the permission set group and then add a muting permission set to it. So it mutes that permission set. Any permissions in the muting permission set, disable those permission for the group. Using a muting permission set with the package permission set group lets you easily customize permission for the specific group of user and the business needs. This way you don't have to uninstall. Muting can be valuable with the managed packages. Suppose you received an automatic update from ISV or Salesforce partner for the managed package you subscribe to, but you aren't ready to enable a new feature you now made available by the managed permission set. You can still receive the update and its benefit while muting anything in permission set group that you are not ready to adopt. So muting permission set is a way to go. I could go ahead and do 5 more questions. A team of the support user at the Cloud Kicks is helping inside sales rep make follow-up calls to prospect that fill out an interest from online. The team currently does not access to the lead object. How should an administrator provide proper access? So the answer is configure the permission set. A team of the support user at the Cloud Kick is helping inside sales rep make follow-up calls to prospect that fill out an interest form. So they are making a follow-up calls. A team currently does not access to the lead object. They don't have access to the lead object. How should an administrator provide proper access? Create a new profile, configure a permission set, assign a new role, and set up a manual sharing. Well, manual sharing, because it's a team, maybe we can create a public group and set up criteria-based sharing. That's one way, but the another way is configure a permission set, because we know this group, and then if they have the permission to and they would be always constantly doing this follow-up calls. So if they have the permissions, that is a best way to perform that action. Number 82, CloudKick has a screen flow with 2 questions on the same screen, but only one is necessary at a time. The administrator has been asked to show only the question needed. How should an administrator complete this? So basically the screen flow with the 2 questions on the same screen, but only one is necessary at a time the administrator has been asked to show only the question needed. Only one is necessary at a time the administrator has been asked. And how should administrator complete this? A conditional visibility to hide the unnecessary question, use a branch in the flow to show the proper scenario, use a decision element and a new screen to show the proper question, and use the new version of the flow for each scenario. This is a very, very tricky question. We could handle this by using a decision element. We could branch out the flow to show the proper scenario. But here, the scenario chat is not mentioned. So question is like, a little bit tricky. And hence, you could do the conditional visibility to hide the unnecessary question. We could use the conditional visibility to hide the unnecessary question. Conditional visibility to hide the unnecessary question. It only visualizes the page that is required. Conditional visibility, it only visualizes the page that is required. you could go ahead and check this trailhead. It's really cool trailhead. Feed item and detail. See, if I miss putting this trailheads on, if I miss putting this trailhead on the description, I'll try to put as much, but try to really search on the trailhead. Like, Cloud Cakes has, try to search on the trailhead. There is always more than one way. See, as I was mentioning, right, that this question is tricky. We could always use this kind of a scenario too. To achieve something, you can flex visibility of item as described. You know you could flex the visibility as an item as described. So you could always use a conditional visibility to hide the unnecessary question. So remember, when this question comes, where there are the two questions and administrator should show only one, remember the answer is use conditional visibility to hide the unnecessary question. Conditional visibility, we don't want to branch out, we don't want to do the decision element. You remember, use conditional visibility to hide the unnecessary question. The administrator, moving to the next question, the administrator at AW Computing wants to send off welcome task and welcome email to the primary contact automatically when an opportunity is closed won. What automation tool best accomplish this? So they want to send the welcome email. Of course, a process builder. Process builder is like, when because it is triggered based off the records. When the record is updated, you could always use in process builder. Remember, when if it was flow here, use answer would be flow. User at the cloud kick are reporting different option when updating a customer pick list on the opportunity object based on the kind of an opportunity. So they are using different option when updating a customer custom pick list on an opportunity object based of the kind of an opportunity. What should an administrator update? The option in the pick list. All right, so this is a very simple situation where we have a custom pick list, say A B C, say XYZ A B C D E F, etc. But the users are you know reporting a different options. They want a different option. So where should administrator update the option in the pick list? So where can they up? So where can they do that? So they could do that in field and relationship related field lookups or pick list value set. So I feel like answer could be pick list value set, but let's see what does the trailhead has to say, because the answer here looks like it's in record type. Right, so we'll go ahead and open it in our here. So manage your pick list value, manage your pick list. After completing this unit, you will be able to manage values in the pick list, use formula and explain what happens to existing data as you change the pick list values. So what happens to the existing data as you change the pick list value? So this is inactive, active, in deleted and the replaced values. So with that being said, all right, so answer for us is the answer is record type. So we can update the pick list in there. CloudCake is partnering with the used shoe store and secondhand cycle emporium. So this store is partnering with used stores, shoe store and secondhand bicycle emporium. CK has automated business process it wants to run once a week to count number of open case related to an account. How should administrator recommend automating this business process? So create a workflow rule with an because it's once a week, right? To configure a schedule flow in a flow builder. So we configure a schedule flow in a flow The administrator at the Cloud Kicks has created a screen flow to help service rep ask the same set of questions when customer call is in with the issue. This screen should be visible from the case. How should the screen flow be distributed? So we could have a lightning page. This is the best way. So, administrator has created a screen flow to help service rep ask the same set of question when the customer call in with the issue. Then, this screen should be visible from the case. How should the screen flow be distributed? So we could have a screen flow distributed via the lightning page, because page layout we cannot distribute the flow. Component filter, again, it's a part of the lightning page, and home page is also a part. A home page cannot be accessed from the case, because it's clearly written visible from the case. So answer is lightning page. A lightning page is a custom layout that lets you design page for use in a Salesforce mobile app or lightning experience. Lightning page occupy a middle ground between layout and visual force page. Like a page layout, lightning page allows you to add custom item to the page. Right. Moving to the next one, number 87, Salesforce user at Universal Container are reporting that it is taking a long time to edit opportunity record. Normally, the only field they are editing is a stage field. Which two options should administrator recommend to help simplify the process? Choose two answers. Use a Kanban list view, and second is configure an auto launch flow for the opportunity editing. So let's here understand the question first. Sales user at Universal Container are reporting that it is taking a long time to edit opportunity records. Normally, the only field they are editing is a stage field. Which two options should administrator recommend to help simplify the process? Use a Kanban list view for the opportunity. So from the opportunity, use a Kanban list view and configure an auto launch flow for opportunity editing. Add a path, we don't need a stage path, and create a simplified opportunity page layout. That could also be an option, but just to achieve this, these are the first two things could be done. One is we use an automated flow, and then second is that Kanban. So Kanban list, you separate your record into card and column, allowing you to easily drag and drop a record across the columns. Screen flow requires user interaction because it includes screen, local action, step, choice, or the dynamic choice. Screen flow don't support pause element. Launch flow doesn't require user interaction. Screen flow needs a user interaction. The flow type doesn't support screen local action. This flow type, which is auto launch flow, doesn't support screen local action and choices or the choices sets. In that case, when this is selected, do this kind of a situation, we would need a screen flow. Number 88, a universal container introduce a new product and want to track all associated case that get logged. They are looking for an automated solution that would give the products to lead engineers. So they introduced a new product and want to track all associated case that get logged. Okay, two products associated case. They are looking for an automated solution that would give the products to lead engineer. This product that will give product to lead engineer write read access to all new case that references the new product. What should an administrator do to satisfy this requirement? So here, we create a queue and criteria based sharing rule. Yeah, that is possible, but we just need two lead engineer. Create a predefined case team and a rule assignment. This is a great way, because we just have a two case team with the two engineer, and then assignment role. Create a user based sharing rule. Not a nice, it's a tedious way to achieve that. And create an auto response rule and a public group. So public group and auto response rule could be achievable, but I guess predefined case team and an assignment rule is the best way to handle this situation. CloudGig has a custom object called shipment. The company want to see all the shipment items from an account page. When an account is deleted, the shipment should remain. Okay, they have a custom object shipment. Company wants to see all the shipment item from the account page. When the account is deleted, shipment should remain. What type of relationship should administrator make between the shipment and account? Shipment should have a lookup to account. Account should have lookup to shipment. Company wants to see the shipment item from the account page. Shipment should have master detail to account. Now, account should have master detail to shipment. So answer is shipment should have lookup to account. So when and from the account object you can look to the shipment. Lookup relationships. Let's read something about it. In an account to contact example above, in an account to contact example above, the relationship between the two objects is a lookup relationship. A lookup relation essentially links two objects together so that they can look up one object from the related item on the other object. Related relationship can be one to one or one to many. The account to contact relationship is one to many because a single account can have many related contacts. Number 90. Sales and customer care at Ulsa Major needs to see different field on the case related list from the account record. They need to see different field in the case related list from the account record. Sales user want to see case created date and status while customer care would like to see owner status and contact. So sales and customer care need to see different field on the case and related list from the account record. Sales user want to see case created date and status. Sales user wants to see case created date and status, and the customer care would like to see owner status and the contact. What should the administrator use to achieve this? Because both of them need to see different data. So the answer is that page layout editors. So related lookup filter, compact layout editor, page layout editor, search layout editor. So we could have two page layouts, like one page layout for customer care team and one page layout for the sales care team. Okay. All right, compact layout. Okay, so thank you for watching Salesforce Brewery. See you in the another section. Till then, keep learning and keep enjoying Salesforce.